You think life is fair. You think if you work hard, stay honest, and treat people well, the world will reward you. That belief is the first thing that gets broken in you, and it usually breaks in silence, when no one is watching, the moment you realize the people who smiled at you were only counting your usefulness. By the time you understand the rules, you have already lost several rounds. And the worst part is nobody warned you because the ones who knew the rules had every reason to keep you in the dark. Niccolo Machiavelli did not write to comfort you. He wrote because he watched kings fall, allies betray each other over dinner, and good men get destroyed by their own decency. He came to a conclusion that most people spend their whole lives refusing to accept. Life is not a moral lesson. It is a game, and the tragedy is not that the game exists. The tragedy is how many people play it without knowing they are even in it. Think about your own life for a second. The co-worker who smiled while taking credit for your work. The friend who disappeared the moment you needed something instead of offering something. The relationship where you gave everything and somehow ended up owing an apology. None of that was an accident. None of that was bad luck. That was strategy, whether they called it that or not. And you were playing checkers while they were playing chess. Here is the discomfort Machiavelli forces you to sit with. Being good does not protect you. Being kind does not protect you. Being honest does not protect you. In fact, in a world full of players who understand the game, those qualities without wisdom are an open invitation to be used. This is not an argument for cruelty, it is a warning about naivety. There is a difference between a good person who understands power and a good person who is powerless because they refuse to understand it. Only one of them survives with their goodness intact. So what does it mean to control the game instead of being controlled by it? It starts with a brutal realization. Most people are not operating from truth. They are operating from image. What they show you is a performance built to extract something from you, whether that something is loyalty, money, admiration, or control. Machiavelli understood that perception is the real currency of human interaction. Not truth, perception. The person who understands this stops reacting to what people say and starts watching what they do, because actions cannot lie the way words can. This is where most people fail before the game even begins. They confuse trust with proof. They hand out trust like it costs nothing and then act shocked when it is spent against them. Real players do not trust easily, and they do not need to announce that they don't. Silence is not weakness. Silence is often the most powerful move on the board, because the moment you reveal your intentions, you hand your opponent the blueprint to defeat you. Ask yourself honestly, how many times have you over-explained yourself to someone who was never going to be fair to you anyway? How many times have you defended your character to someone who had already decided to use it against you? That is not honesty. That is self-sabotage disguised as honesty. Machiavelli would tell you that the wise do not perform their intentions for an audience that does not deserve access to them. Now here is the twist most people never see coming. The game is not other people. Not really. The real game, the one that decides whether you win or lose everything, is the one happening inside you. Your ego wants to be liked. Your fear wants to avoid conflict. Your pride wants to prove you were right. And every single one of those desires can be used as a weapon against you by someone who understands you better than you understand yourself. The most dangerous opponent you will ever face is not the manipulator across the table. It is the part of you that wants approval so badly, you will sacrifice your position to get it. This is the deeper truth hiding underneath everything Machiavelli ever wrote. Power is not about controlling other people. Power is about controlling your own reactions so completely that no one can predict you, provoke you, or manipulate you through your own emotions. The person who can stay calm while everyone around them is panicking, who can smile while being disrespected and choose their next move instead of reacting, that person has already won most of the game before it even started. But do not mistake this for coldness. This is not about becoming heartless. It is about becoming aware. There is a version of you that gives love, loyalty, and effort freely, but only to those who have earned the right to receive it. And there is a difference between Generosity and foolishness. Generosity chooses. Foolishness gives because it does not know how to stop. Consider the people in history who were destroyed not by their enemies, but by their own inability to read the room. Rulers who trusted advisors who wanted their throne. Leaders who mistook flattery for loyalty. Ordinary people today who mistake attention for love and validation for respect. The pattern never changes. Only the setting does. So how do you actually control the game in real, practical, human terms? You stop needing everyone to like you. The need to be liked is the leash people use to walk you exactly where they want you to go. The moment you release that need, you become unpredictable, and unpredictable people are difficult to manipulate. You stop reacting immediately. Every emotional reaction you show is information handed to someone who may not deserve it. Pause before you respond. That pause is not weakness. That pause is where your power lives. You stop mistaking access for loyalty. Just because someone has been around you for years does not mean they are on your side. Time does not create loyalty. Character does. Watch what people do when there is nothing in it for them. That is where the truth is hiding. You start protecting your plans the way you protect anything valuable, which means you stop announcing them to people who have not proven they want to see you win. Not everyone deserves a preview of your next move, and finally, you accept the most uncomfortable truth of all. Sometimes controlling the game means being willing to be misunderstood. The person who plays for approval will always lose to the person who plays for outcome. Machiavelli was not loved in his time. He was studied, feared, and quietly respected by people who understood exactly what he was pointing at. He was not trying to make people comfortable, he was trying to make them awake. This is the part where most self-help content lies to you. It tells you that if you are patient and kind enough, the world will eventually treat you fairly. It will not. Fairness is not guaranteed. It is built, defended, and sometimes fought for by people who understand exactly how the game works and refuse to be its victim any longer. You are not weak for wanting to trust people. You are not naive for wanting good in the world, but wanting it does not create it. Understanding the game does. The people who hurt you were not smarter than you. They were simply more aware of the rules while you were still hoping the game did not exist. So here is your choice. You can keep playing with your eyes closed, hoping decency alone will protect you, and getting burned by the same pattern over and over, calling it bad luck each time. Or you can wake up, watch closely, speak less, plan more, and become someone who cannot be easily read, easily used, or easily broken. Life was never going to hand you fairness. It was only ever going to hand you the choice between two kinds of pain. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Machiavelli chose discipline because he understood something most people spend their entire lives avoiding. The moment you accept that life is a game, you stop being its victim, and you finally become its player. That is the brutal truth hiding underneath every betrayal you have ever survived. You were never meant to be everyone's favorite. You were meant to become someone nobody could outplay.